Welcome to the Attentive Mind. This is a daily guided meditation practice. My name is Nathan and I'll be guiding you through this practice today. Find yourself a comfortable position, one where you don't feel like you need to move and shift around during the practice. We like to stay as still as possible. So you really want to find something seated, preferably. You can sit in a chair if that works. You can even lie down if that works. Just find what works for you. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. We don't close our eyes here. However, if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed, feel free to do so. There are no hindrances. But if your eyes are open, go ahead and just drop them away from the screen and drop them down to whatever's below you. We're not staring at anything. We're not picking a spot to pay attention to, but we're also not blurry and zoned out. We just have a nice, light, clear gaze directed gently downwards. You're in a nice, comfortable position, and your eyes are open and down. So much of our lives are spent running from things. Running from pain or the uncomfortable. And we also spend our time moving towards things, achieving, getting. But meditation is misunderstood by many because it is not a process of attaining or running. We're not getting anything, and we're not removing anything. In fact, we're just stopping that whole game. The push and pull. And we're just here for no particular reason. For no agenda. And as we sit here, you may find yourself uncomfortable. You may be anxious, depressed. Maybe you have some pain in the body. But instead of running from these feelings, we accept them. And we don't accept them to get rid of them. We accept them because they are. They are now. But we don't accept these negative feelings or sensations, the nightmare, with thinking. In fact, we learn to just leave thinking alone, which is where the majority of our suffering is perceived. Rest your attention gently on the coming and going rhythm of breathing. Find it wherever you feel it the most in the body. And just gently rest your attention with the rhythm of the breath. As the breath comes in, you know the breath is coming in. And as the breath leaves, you know the breath is leaving. We watch it carefully, like a baby or a toddler taking its first steps. Stay here with breathing and let your thoughts think whatever they want to. Just leave them alone. And I'm probably catching you thinking again, losing the attention of the breath. This isn't a failure. In fact, this will happen again and again. So when you notice you're lost in some plan or some worry, something you need to figure out, notice your breath. Let the thought continue on. Just return to breathing. Watch it carefully. Come back. Come back to breathing. Wake up. Come back. We feel that we are the ones thinking, that somehow it is you that creates the thoughts that go on through your head. But when we let them go, we notice how they just happen on their own. And there's no one implicated in it. Notice how there's something that is aware of my voice, of thoughts, color. There's something perceiving everything in experience. See if you can change the direction of attention and bring your attention towards this perceiver, this witness. And notice how when you turn attention back towards the one that gets lost in thought, but then returns to breathing, that there's really nothing to be found. There's just seeing, hearing, thinking, breathing. And there really isn't a separate entity doing it. Trust this. Wake up from the nightmare of being a separate somebody. Just remain. Just this. Okay, you can look at the screen. I have another question today. Let's see here. It says, so if a person finds out who they are and sees who is looking, does it make them feel better? Yeah. Well, there's a problem with that. What is doing the looking and what is finding out? Or basically, what is the difference between the one, what you really are, and then the one looking for it? See, there's this idea that there's something that looks for it, because when we sit in this practice, I ask you, what hears this voice? What sees this? And the one that's looking tries to find something. But the question, what am I, isn't a question that can, oh, my little separate me, Nathan, is going to look for my true self and find my true self. It's a question to dissolve the questioner, the looker, the one that seems to be looking. Because it feels like right now you're watching this video and you kind of sit behind your eyes and you're using them to look, and you use your ears to hear, as if there's this thing in the middle of you. Most of us feel like it's in our head, into which we use this body to perceive the world. And when we look for that thing, so the one doing the looking, the one we think we are, we look for it. Is it there? We see that thoughts just can't go there. There's no way of seeing, there's no thing. There's just seeing. There's just hearing, no hearer. There's no seer of sights. There's just sight. There's no hearer of sound. There's just sound. This is the illusion, the bad dream, the nightmare. Because it's just created by thought. Thinking is just an accumulation of words, concepts, ideas, symbols that are constantly going on through the head. It's just the survival mechanism. And because we're attached to it, we believe to be it. So we feel to be some sort of separate entity in the world. Because we're always talking about it. My name is Nathan, that's Joe, and I'm a man, that's a woman, or another man, whatever. And you got this whole story about my life, where I went and where I'm going and how I things, and then this is the world. I sit here, you're out there. It's all of that is thinking. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying that from your experience, it's thinking. And when you learn to leave it alone, you can see it as a dream. This whole world, this whole thing about you having a life. You wake up in the morning, you go to school, you go to work, you do this, you work with the kids, you do the blah, 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 you do all this stuff. That exists as a thought in your head, which sounds crazy. But from your experience, that is the way it is. And so seeing that as a dream, we realize that the point of life is this moment. Because in this moment, you're not at work. Maybe you are. You're not doing something, not listening. There's just this moment, just this moment. There's no evidence of the story other than within thoughts. So when you see this clearly, it's like waking up from a bad dream. Like when you wake up from a nightmare in the morning and you realize, oh my gosh, it was just a dream. Thank God. It's the same thing. So in that sense, yes, you feel better. But it's only because you recognize that the you that wants to feel better isn't real. There's just this open space, this, can't even call it a thing. It's just now. And now. And now. I hope that helps. But again, talking about this won't really help you. It requires looking. This isn't about giving you ideas or belief systems. I don't want you to walk away from this and be like, well, I think that I don't really exist. And really all this world is an illusion, because that's just thinking. Don't believe in this. Don't believe my words. Look for yourself. Practice. Look for yourself. What sees this? What am I? Really? And of course, I post a video like this every day. So if you want help or assistance along with this daily practice, join me and I'll be here for you. And of course, if you have any questions, I answer all the questions at the end of the videos now. So just ask me and I'll be happy to answer them in the next video or whenever I can get to it. Thank you for your attention today, everyone. It's an immense joy to do this with you. Thank you for showing up for your life. And as always, and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.